Right, hello lads and lasses, and welcome back to Boys Down Under, where today we are looking at the 6 ways Ange revolutionised Celtic Football Club into the Scottish Premiership champions for 2021-2022. And yeah, well, we're going to look at how he took us from strugglers to champions. But before we go any further though, if you are enjoying the videos, I would appreciate it if you guys did consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. It supports me and it helps me out, and you know that's probably the best way to help support the channel. But obviously I appreciate you because you're just watching this anyways. But without further ado, let's get into it. So let's not waste any time waffling and get into the first area: recruitment. Arguably the most important and the most needed area for improvement after last season's shambles. And you know, this was a major turnaround from Ange and his squad overhaul. You know, the players who wanted to go were gone. That included Christopher Ayer, Ryan Christie, Edouard, Griffiths and Incham. I think were the main 5 who left, even though Griffiths got a contract extension. Oh, what a fall from grace. Anyways, but he did bring in a vast amount of players, and not just any players for the sake of it. He brought in some players that he knew were going to make an impact right at the start. But clearly, he also had an eye for the future, because only 2 of the signings were from players over the age of 30, and one of those being a goalkeeper. So we're going to say one outfield player in James McCarthy, who was over the age of 30 when we signed him. And here on screen you can see all the signings made after the announcement of Ange. They were either signed directly to the first team or for Tommy McIntyre's young team, but also have made an appearance for the first team in the case of Joey Dawson. And as you can see, these are 17 proper first team signings. You know, this is a complete squad overhaul, and these players have instantly adapted to Ange's system and the way of playing football. And specifically Kyogo, it was incredible how quickly Kyogo adapted to Celtic's style of play and how well he slotted into the team. And his success probably warranted and probably gave confidence to Celtic's board to allow Ange to go back into Japan, the Japanese market, and you know, pull out the players he wanted, such as Daisen Maeda, Reo Itate and Yusuke Ideguchi. And it's been crucial to Celtic's success all season long. They often say, you know, you have to buy quality over quantity. There's no point buying, you know, 15 odd players for the sake of it. But Ange Postecoglou, he's just gone and done it, and he's gone and bought quality and quantity, and he's he's done both at once, and it's seriously helped. That's 17 proper first team players. That's incredible. That's basically a whole matchday squad. Anyways, the second way Ange revolutionised Celtic was placing responsibility on Callum McGregor. Now, this doesn't just mean giving him the captaincy, although that which he has done that, and that has certainly, I believe, has certainly sparked his performances. Because while wearing the armband, Callum McGregor has been Celtic's best player this season, without a doubt. It's shown in the awards that he's been winning, without a doubt. And look, he's now being used in the typical CDM role once held by Scott Brown. But he hasn't always been a CDM, as we know. Callum McGregor came through the ranks as a midfielder, he's always been a midfielder, but as a number 8, which is a box-to-box sort of role. Now he's playing that deeper sort of recovery position role. But the thing with Ange is that he's made it so that Callum McGregor will still play that, deep ball winner role, but further up the pitch, somewhere around the halfway line, just behind it. And as seen on this graph, which I'll show you in a second, as provided by Sky Sports, McGregor's game has improved all round. So too has the distance he's covered, showing he is working harder under Ange and that he is the engine of the Celtic game. And you can see in all these key stats below that from last season it has been nothing but improvement. And look, we can all admit it. Without Callum McGregor, we would be in a very sticky situation. He is crucial to this team's success. Like I said, he is the engine for this team. He is the heart of this team, and he embodies Celtic Football Club on that pitch. And you know what? He may not be Scott Brown, but he is a leader in his own way, and he has 100% shown that this season. And he got a lot of criticism at the start and a lot of skepticism, but he has put all that to bed and put all that behind him and made everyone eat a bit of humble pie who had any doubts about him. And I can't go this without saying his influence on his teammates, not only as a leader, but McGregor, since he is playing a higher line on the field, it allows the rest of the midfield to play even further and higher up, closer to goal, with such as Rogic, O'Reilly, and Turnbull, who are playing even closer to goal. And they're creating more and more opportunities due to that nature and due to that higher line that Celtic plays. Thirdly, Celtic have controlled the ball. Celtic this season have averaged 68.7 possession in all competitions according to WhoScored.com, and it's even higher in the Premiership. Our ability to hold the ball has been absolutely superb, and so too has our passing game, which is just another aspect of the beautiful thing called Ange Ball. Right from the back of the field, but from Joe Hart to Cameron Carter-Vickers and Carl Starfelt, to the fullbacks, to the midfield, to the forward line, the passing has been absolutely superb. And looking at this graph by Sky Sports, it shows that Celtic are the 4th best team in Europe for averaging passes per game in the league. And as you can see, the only 3 teams ahead of them are Man City, PSG, and Bayern Munich. But the thing is as well that they're not all, backwards passes. These are passes with intent and purpose. And sure, some may go back, but the way they only go back for 2 reasons. 1, there's nothing going forward, and 2, to switch the play. To create those gaps and to create the overlaps, a simple thing which has been lacking, this last year, which has been addressed by Ange. And, it's all good and well, having quality players, but if the players don't have the ball at their feet, they can't showcase their quality, and that's why the passing game is so important to Celtic and so important to the way Ange plays. And that is just, that is the 3rd way Ange has revolutionised Celtic. Now into the 4th, attacking football. Sorry, guys, I'm coming down with something if you can't tell. The throat's a bit achy, but attacking football. This season, it has all been about attack for Celtic. Relentless attack from the start, and it reflects that. This season in the Premiership, we scored 92 goals. That is compared to last season at 78. That is a plus 14 goals scored difference. Huge improvement. Breaking that down further, 75 of these goals have been from open play, 13 from set pieces, and 5 from penalties. And in terms of creating chances, Celtic had an overall expected goals tally from open play this season at 75, and that is in comparison to Rangers at 55. So it poses the question: if Rangers have only been expected to score 55 goals this season from open play, and they've scored around, I believe the figure's around 80 something. Where the hell are they getting all their goals from? If it isn't open play, well, there can only be one other option, and that is from, the penalty spot. But regardless, more importantly, Celtic's attacking style of football has seen them ranked 1st in the league for least amount of passes in our own defensive third. And that is a crazy stat. It just means Celtic with the ball, when we have the ball, we are playing up high at the field and we're trying to create these opportunities to score goals. Every single game you look at this season, I think in the Premiership, Celtic have had over 20 shots. I think it's been over 20 shots. Shots on target, I think it's somewhere, it ranges a lot, but in terms of pure shots, I think it's in the 20s every single game. That is a huge stat, and that just, it's completely, everyone says, you can't win a football game. The way you win a football game is through defense. Now that's good and all, but no, it's wrong. It's completely wrong. If you don't score a goal, it's impossible to win a football game, and that is the mantra Ange has, that you need to score to be able to win. And Celtic go out there every single time looking to score, and it's not only is it great for results, it's great football watching. It's entertainment for the fans. We're not sitting back letting teams break us down. We're going out there and trying to break the teams down ourselves, and it's beautiful to watch. I think this is the most enjoyable Celtic team I've seen. I've only ever seen the Lennon team, the Rodgers team, and in brief parts of Ron Geiler's team. Live, but this by far is the most enjoyable style of football out there right now, and in the modern day, in the last decade, easily the most enjoyable football to watch from any Celtic manager. But 5th on my little document here is inverted fullbacks. Now, a very uncommon tactic in the modern game, with fullbacks generally kept wide and told to overlap. Now, Ange himself was a fullback in his youth, and he always just hated being on the touchline with limited space. So now in coaching, he brings those left and right backs into the center of the pitch. You know, and whichever side the ball is on, that fullback will come into the center of the pitch with the other fullback staying out wide in order to create that width. You know, and seamlessly, it has been a seamless transition for most of the fullbacks at this club. You know, Ralston, Juranovic, Greg Taylor, they've all done exceptionally well adapting to this new style of football. Now, the effect of this is to overload the midfield. You know, you want to overload the midfield to create those passing options, but also to drag defenders into the center of the park to create space out wide for our wide wingers. Now, that leads us into the wingers being able to do one of three options. They're able to cross it in to either a Kyogo or Giacomakis in the box. They're able to drive in themselves and showcase their talent and footwork, or they're able to hold the ball up and wait for the overlapping run from either one of those inverted fullbacks or from a fellow midfielder. Now, this has been a staple of Ange Ball since day one and has been there all season. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how this sort of tactic fares in the Europe, because we haven't, you know, Europe this season was disappointing for Celtic. Was it all on the inverted fullbacks? I'm not sure, but you know, it'll be interesting to see against top quality European opposition in the Champions League how these inverted fullback roles go, because you know they're a very rare occurrence in modern day football. But sixth and finally, never stopping. In the famous words of our leader Ange Postecoglou, we never stop. And that applies to every single aspect of Celtic. They never stop playing the way Ange coaches them. They never stop attacking when it seems impossible to break through a tough defense. But most importantly, the players never stop trying and never stop giving 100%. Too many times last season, we would go a goal down or we would fail to score in the first 30 minutes and heads would drop, players would drop, and we would give up right there at that point. The game would be absolutely over. You know, I have not seen that once this year. Maybe in the away leg against Bodo, because we knew it was all gone at that stage, but we never ever give up, you know, and it's clear in the sense that Celtic's fitness levels this season have been immaculate. You know, by far the fittest, you know, by far we have the best fitness levels of any team in Scotland. With a special, you know, with a special mention to Dyson Maida, who does not have an off button. You know, Dyson Maida could go for years. He's the embodiment. If I had to pick a player who is the embodiment of we never stop, it is Dyson Maida. But seriously, that has been the mantra all season long. We never stop. And that mantra is something that the players have stuck by and has been the overarching reason why we have won the league this season. We never stop pushing. We never stop going in any game. And in the league, it is a marathon, not a sprint. And even when we were 9 points behind, we never stopped giving up, trying to win the league, trying to bring it back to Celtic Park. And look where that got us. Champions again. Ole, ole. But that is all from me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this bit of an insightful, you know, analytic video. If you guys did enjoy it, let me know in the comments below, because I might do more of them, analysing Celtic season in depth, but that is all from me. So leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, hail, hail.